Afternoon, guys. I've had a request that we'll look at PayPie by a subscriber, so let's have a quick look. Why PayPal? An outlook of the market opportunity. The market risk score analysis at the core of most major industries within the financial sector, such as financing, compliance, auditing, credit insurance, and review. The market is enormous, and nearly all SMEs undergo through a risk score check at a given time. Yeah, you get a valuation of what the business is actually worth, also, for getting finance, etc., etc. Plus, obviously, if they want to increase their investments, insurance for the business, there's a lot of reasons behind this. The challenge, despite being vast, the risk score market for our business is permeated with discrepancies and inconsistencies that create a challenge to the third parties, vetting them. Fraud and data manipulation are between the main symptoms of that panorama. Yes, it is. I can give you some examples to actually deal with asset management. A lot of buildings are overvalued. There's a lot of reasons behind that. Same with assets. For example, I was working with a computer company probably about 10 years ago now, where they kept all their old stock. They kept all the old computers, the old monitors, stuff that should have gone to skip, because each item they valued at a computer price, which is way above what it was actually worth, but then it meant the business was worth more than it was really worth, because its asset values were way above what it should be. But in an audit sense, they had all these computers, all these screens, because it was predominantly in the exhibition market. So basically, when you set up an exhibition, it supplies the screens, it supplies the computer, the audio, all that sort of stuff. But obviously, in an evolving market, things are constantly changing. They don't want LCD, they want plasma. They don't want plasma, they want big LCD. So there's constant evolving stock. But the old stock becomes pretty worthless, especially when you get a broken computer, but they stick it on the shelf and put a value to it. And it doesn't really have that value. So I can understand where discrepancies come from. The same as a lot of it is based on estimations and not confirmations. I see it in facilities management, where contracts are valued wrong based on what people say they've got, when in reality it's actually wrong. I've been specialized in that for the last 15 years now, where I go and value contracts and what they need, who they need, and why, and also the compliance side. So I can see why this is an important one, because it's always wrong. It's not sometimes wrong, it's pretty much always, because it's all reliant on the information you've got at that time. If there's not regular auditing, etc., then that data is out of date. It's constantly needing kept up to date. Despite being vast, the risk score market for business is permeated with discrepancies. Yeah, we just covered that. The solution: enter PayPie. PayPal will bring the definitive answer to the unreliability of this fractured system with its unique risk algorithm. And this algorithm is based on blockchain triple entry accounting, which guarantees that the risk score is accurate and fraud proof. The product: PayPal is it's PayPie is the definitive decentralized account platform for reliable risk score analysis. The opportunities generated from this financial market are endless, from unbiased data to credible investments, from a reliable risk score checks to encrypted security. An array of new possibilities will be introduced. So this is a single ledger. This is a blockchain going between these two guys. Every transaction becomes notarized. Blockchain entry serves in both company accounts. Okay, so you've got the tax information, automated auditing, risk score algorithms, individual lenders, banks. Okay, so it's keeping it all a tight ship on this. So the ecosystem, you've got SlickPie, Xero, QuickBooks Online. This is all the accounting stuff. NetSuite, Sage Accounts. Well, Sage comes into PayPal, goes on the blockchain, centralized system, decentralized single ledger. So it's bringing all these resources into one system. And then a decentralized single ledger, risk score algorithm. marketplace, third parties. So it's centralizing everything basically. Technology stack. Blockchain technology is powered, we already know what blockchain is, triple entry account. The platform will provide a new single ledger on the blockchain to create a solution that cryptographically seal all accounting entries and overcome shortcomings of the double entry accounting. Risk score algorithm. As PayPie is powertrain, the algorithm feeds reliable financial data from businesses and third-party applications to marketplace players through the blockchain. So what do we got here? So you got web client, web sockets, database server, integrations, HTTP, REST, blockchain, IPFS, REST API. Okay. PayPal's marketplace is designed to facilitate fraud-proof opportunities. One of the core parts of PayPal is its marketplace, which is comprehensive space for SMEs, buyers, lenders, and investors to offer and find financial opportunities scored by PayPi's unique risk score algorithm. Each transaction goes through a smart contract that includes seller, buyer, price, and other details, is digitally signed, and IPFS hash links to further documentation. So we go here. SME connects their accounting or ERP software with PayPal. Journal entry and other relevant data from the account software populate PayPal platform. Data is tokenized and published on the blockchain. Update PayPal with links to the data by acknowledges receipts of goods of service. So you've got proof of transaction. Risk scores and calculations on each company based on their data in PayPal are made available on dashboard. So they can actually find where there's errors or discrepancies and start getting people to toe the line to improve their credit score due to their information. SME makes blockchain verified invoices and company data available to buyers on the PayPal platform. Lenders review investment opportunities and make tokenized offers and terms for factoring. Best offer gets accepted to the company, signed and published on the blockchain. Lender confirms signs and funds get transferred to the company and published on blockchain. Actual customer buyer of the company gets notified with the details of new beneficiaries. So what I'm seeing here, it looks like because it's getting access to all the relevant business information, it can make accurate evaluations of the business values, which obviously if you're doing some trading into the business for loans or whatever, having accurate information reduces your risk, which means you may actually offer them a better deal. So this could actually be quite a good venture. The PayPal team, I've got to stop saying PayPal. PayPie team is carefully assembled with a comprehensive set of experts with decades of experience in the fintech industry. Among the team members, there are talents that have contributed with and worked for global powerhouse organizations such as Microsoft, Coca-Cola, blah, 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 blah. This includes entrepreneurs, engineers, developers. Let's just have a look. So you've got Nick Chandy, and you've got their LinkedIn, which is always a good sign. He's a serial entrepreneur and a member of the Forbes Technology Council. Before co-founding PayPie, Nick co-founded SlickPie, a startup that provides online account software for SMEs in 130 countries worldwide, and Welcome Networks, a company specializes in providing IT solutions for accounting firms. So they're in their realms. They know what they're looking for, and they know what people want. So they're in their niche. Jag has over 17 years of experience working with technology giants such as Microsoft, Citrix, and BMW, as well as designing, implementing, and maintaining virtual systems for SMEs. He's an expert in data security networks with backgrounds in the principal technical architecture and tech for private cloud services, blah, blah, blah. They got an advisory council here. Renika is the technology editor of Accounting Today. Jack Shaw is a co-founder and executive director of the American Blockchain Council, having advised Fortune 500 companies such as Coca-Cola, GE, Bosch, SAP, Oracle, and IBM. I'd say the last three are the most relative. Jack is a leading expert on the strategic business implications of blockchain technology. He has over 30 years of experience as a tech futurist in the fintech scene. He's delivered over 1,000 keynote speeches and presentations worldwide. Jack is a Kellogg MBA holder. Steven is a CEO of Vivets Corp and a director of Wave Systems Corp. Uh, I'll leave it there. I'll tell you why, because you can sit and have a proper look at these. These are obviously into the core team members now, but I think you need to have a look at these because there's a lot of information on this one. They've also got their Slack. Always worth getting in on the Slack because you can see the chatter going on and what people are talking about. I always spend a bit of time in Slack. Even if I'm not talking, I hover around to see what the conversations are going on. Now, if we go over to the white paper, as you can see here, I'm not going to go through all this because we've already made this video quite long, but PayPie is creating the first decentralized accounting platform for businesses that will provide real-time insights into financial data to achieve 100% accuracy. I would say you can never get 100%. It's nice to strive for it, but for a credit risk algorithm that can be used globally. So that's what they're aiming for. Today isolated, closed and disconnected system. The double entry accounting system was invented more than 600 years ago with the purpose of minimizing errors in the books of a company with the introduction of debit and credit. It allows firms to keep records that reflect what the firm owns and owes and what the company has earned and spent over any given period. However, the accounting system today are closed systems, and unethical practices from companies like Enron use accounting limitations to misrepresent earnings and change the balance sheets to show favorable performances. Today, there's no connection between the books of one company with the other company they are buying or selling products or services from. It allows Company A to cheat on the transactions which were happening with Company B. This lack of transparency has contributed to the largest bankruptcy in American history. I'm not going to keep going on that, but I will say I understand what they're talking about. I will say there's been some companies in the UK, very, very large companies, that have found massive holes in their accounting over the years due to some dubious accounting. For example, bonuses based on sales that never happened. The bonuses got paid out and there were supposed to be transactions, but the clients had never purchased it, so then they were paid for it, but the bonus payments had gone out. And I think that one cost the one company $5 million. But for the business loss, because it put a business hole on their finances of $50 million because of the money it never received, which then when it went to the market, it was a big problem. So I can see this being of a lot of value. There's certainly going to be a lot of people interested in this one. Now, what I'll say is have a read of it and see what you're going to get out of it. Here we go. PPP, the PayPie platforms, they like their P's on this, don't they? Will be based on Ethereum ERC20 standard, a blockchain-based distribution computing platform. Ethereum allows smart contracts, distributed computer programs that can help online contractual agreements in a cryptographically secure manner. Ethereum is open source and adopted by institutions worldwide: JP Morgan, Deloitte, IBM, Microsoft, and Toyota. PPP token is the utility token which provides access to the PayPie platform for certain transaction services. Each PPP token grants the holder the right to access certain services, including the purchase of employees, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's where the value is. So what are we getting out of this? PPP tokens carry no rights other than the right to exchange tokens and access services on the system. PPP tokens do not stand for or confer any ownership right or stake, share or security or equivalent rights, any other form of participant in relating to the PayPie or PayPie platform as activities are carried out on the PayPal. This is so long-winded, man. So you got the tokens. Only PayPP are for sale to the contributors. The rest are for the team advisors and bounties. So they've got a fair chunk themselves. And there will be some generated. PPP tokens will be generated and kept to reserve for 1 year solely to develop partnerships and future acquisitions to become a dominant market leader. So we've got our value here to Ethereum. And okay, so contributors PayPal team out of 25, so they're holding 25%. Out of the 25% for the team, 23% will go to PayPal team founders, advisors, team members. Token will be vested for 12 months with 3 months cliff, which to benefit only if the project is operationally successful. 2% will be set aside for a bounty program, such as bounty for translating their white paper, etc. Then we go into what they're going to spend the money on. So we've done the research, 2016, 2017, white paper in August. Running into October, November, we've got the token crowd sale. There will be a crowd sale of which 75% of the PPP tokens will be offered. The rest will be distributed to the team, blah, blah, blah. Then next year, March and April, the platform will launch with real-time credit risk analysis. See, I know there's a huge market for this. It just depends whether they've got the clients on board. And there's some heavy hitters in their list. So I would say that's very, very likely. Then in May, begin marketplace establishment, business development to increase trading volume. May 2018. September, integrated software starting to pull together. And 2019, decentralization account systems launch, 100% accuracy, and risk analysis goal achieved. The thing is, this is a huge, huge market because I know dealing with some of the companies I've worked with a lot of their software is obsolete. They've been using software since the 90s. They've had updates on it, but a lot of it hasn't kept up with technology. But they're still paying a fortune in licensing fees. So if this can actually offer them a solution at a much cheaper rate, you're going to have a lot of market adoption. So I would say have a look at it.